So let's talk about installing the Bong Isolator and this digital temperature gauge with the bracket. So these two items are pretty straightforward. There's not much to them. The Bong Isolator comes with, here's the parts. Here's the Bong Isolator itself. It's a piece of special high grade, I believe it's nylon. And then there are two screws that fit on. I need to actually go get the hex drivers that fit on those. And then we have two O-rings again, one's on each side of the isolator, and then these little nylon caps that cover up the screws here so that they look a little nicer. So those are the parts that we have for the installation, and I'll get a metric, I'm sure this is metric hex driver here, and we'll take this thing apart and put it back together. Okay, installation of the Bong Isolator and the digital temp gauge. So first thing you do is 10 millimeter, take off the group head. One on here, but we'll probably take that off and use the one that came with the Bong Isolator. Try to loosen these up by hand first. These 10 millimeter nuts. These will come back with the machine in case you ever want to take the Bong Isolator off. And there'll be a little container of spare parts. I'll put them in bags or tape them together or something and identify them for you so that you know where everything goes that I sent back. So those are the first things. Second thing, you pull it out. You know, obviously it's just really looking good. What I want to do is take off the fill tube here. I used it's not hot anymore, but I did. The machine is still warm. Take off the fill tube, just unscrews. And you can see I have some Teflon tape on it still. I'll put Teflon tape on when I add it. And since we're going to use all new gaskets, this is brand new gasket, but I'll pull it off and keep it aside with the nuts. And we'll install a new gasket. These are a little bit more pliable, so it's kind of interesting. They seem more pliable. And then with the Bong Isolator, what happens is you take the fill tube and you screw it on the back side of it. So what happens with this, there are two major benefits of the isolator. One, it isolates the boiler from the group head so you don't have the heat transfer from the boiler to the group head. And the second thing, it changes the group head itself to a hot water heated group head instead of being a steam heated. And so in doing so, it closes off this opening here, and so only hot water gets into here, and no longer is it heated by steam. So this one's going to slip all the way back inside here. So this is the face, how it goes, and so this is threaded on both sides. So we need to thread it on the back side of the isolator, just like that. And again, we want it pointing down, so get it snug, because it's going to be hard to adjust this once it goes in. You can get in there and do it, but it's easier to do it from here. So I'm going to check it from the top, just to make sure that it's going straight down. That looks pretty good. Okay, so we're good there. What I forgot to do was to put the new gasket on the back side of here. I thought I did that, I guess not. I'm pretty sure I put a gasket in there, but it must have fallen out. Or I got it over here. I gotta go searching for that second gasket, because I thought I put it on the back side of the isolator. Let's see if it's in a group head. It did. I put it on a group head here. Okay, that's where it's going to go. So the second one's there. So we fit this in place, just like that. And the group head goes on. So you take the two screws that are the hex screws, these longer ones, with the washers. We put the washers on the outside so that they can spin. And the group head fits on like this. Now I'm only putting the right side on first, getting it started. And get it started pretty well, to just sort of hold the group head in place a little bit better. And the next thing I want to do is take the second screw and take the bracket. I need a third hand. Yes, I'll just use my chest. And this will go in here on the other side, the bracket. So the bracket will go up this way when we're finished. And I have this little hand to turn everything with the hex driver on the end. Could put this on a ratchet if I wanted to. If I wanted to just by hand, I may ratchet it eventually to get a nice snug fit. Now the bracket